grade 10 students. A pleasant day to all of you. How are you? Let's start this day enjoying what English can impart to our minds. I hope you're still doing good and always motivated to learn. Firstly, let me begin with myself. I am Sir J.G. Sanchez, your cheerful and enthusiastic English teacher, but you can call me by the name Sir J. Welcome to the last lesson for this quarter in English 10. Great job for accomplishing the previous learning activity sheets. Now, we will tackle quarter 1 week 7 lesson entitled Spoken Text. Take note, don't forget to bring with you your paper, pen, and learning activity sheet. Are you excited? Are you ready to learn? Alright, let's start. Speaking is an instinct. Speaking is natural to humans. Everyone communicates in his or her own way. We express ourselves through spoken text, spontaneously and naturally. Did you know that without gestures, facial expressions, and speech, people would cease to understand each other and communication would be very difficult? Through spoken text, people have the opportunity to learn and share their knowledge with each other, to work and accumulate experience, to share their moods and opinions, to inform others about events, and to express their own opinions. Interviews, dialogues, monologues, and phone conversations are examples of spoken text. I believe and agree that speaking typically serves for general purposes: to inform, to persuade, to instruct, or entertain. By taking a step back to examine the general purpose of it, a speaker reinforces his or her thoughts and ideas by making sure that everything presented to argue your case aligns with that general purpose. In this lesson, our most essential learning competency is to evaluate spoken text using given criteria. Example, fluency, tone, cohesion, correctness. Let's begin to understanding spoken text. What are spoken texts? Spoken texts include oral stories, interviews, dialogues, and monologues, phone conversations, role plays, or any piece of spoken language. It is necessary to evaluate the spoken text you listen to. You should ask yourself these questions. A. Is the language used appropriately for the event or occasion? B. Is the content relevant and factual? And C. Are the sources and details reliable? How is spoken text important in the lives of individuals? Spoken text is valuable for a person's life because it helps to express themselves to others, to get more freedom of speech, and to get a good career. If someone knows any spoken language, he or she can easily express anything to others easily, especially English language, because it is an international language. Nowadays, when people are speaking to each other, their interaction is made up of a series of utterances. For example, questions and replies, comments and suggestions, requests and responses. There are some considerations in evaluating a spoken text. First, fluency. Second, tone. Third, cohesion. And fourth, correctness. What is fluency? It refers to the continuity, smoothness, rate, and effort with which the language is spoken. How about tone? It refers to the pitch of the voice and attitude of the speaker towards the subject. Third, cohesion. It refers to connecting ideas to make a logical presentation of the topic and subject. Lastly, we have correctness. It refers to the accuracy of the data or information given in the text and if the sentences are grammatically correct. Now, let's evaluate the speech of Simon Sinek entitled Empathy. You may refer to the link flashed on the screen to listen to the speech. I believe that you're already done watching the video. Let's now evaluate. Firstly, fluency. What can you say about the fluency of the speaker in the video? The speaker demonstrated fluency with no errors. He presented his speech very well. It's evident that he really knew what he's talking about. What can you say about the tone? The speaker's voice was well modulated. The right intonation and pitch of the voice were very well articulated. How about the cohesion? What can you say about it? The ideas of the speaker were organized well. He demonstrated skills and creativity in the organization of his thoughts. We're down to the last one, which is correctness. What can you say about correctness? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The speaker was very confident in presenting his speech. He presented examples and situations to prove his points. All the information that he stated were corrected and based on facts. In our everyday life, speaking plays a vital role. It allows us to form connections, influence decisions, and motivate change. It enables you to put your point across succinctly and evocatively, whether in conversations or interviews. Without it, the ability to progress in the world and in life itself would be nearly impossible. All right, we are done now with our discussion. Before we move to the next one, do you have queries? How well do you find the lesson? If there are things in the lesson that is still not clear to you, you can always review back the lecture transcript and video lesson. If everything is good and fine, we can now move in answering the learning activities or exercises. Let's go. It's activity time. Now, let's proceed to some activities or exercises in your learning activity sheets. What did you learn in our discussion? To check your comprehension, answer the activities or exercises. For the first and second activity, interview one of your family, relatives, or friends through personal or phone call regarding their thoughts during this COVID-19 pandemic. You can also use a voice recorder if you have to record the interview proper. In Activity A, prepare your script and the list of your questions. Here are some sample guide questions. First, what are your realizations during this pandemic? Second, what do you think is the effect of pandemic to you personally? Third, what can you say on how the government responds with regards to this pandemic? Fourth, what is the greatest lesson you've learned during these trying times? And lastly, fifth, what is your message to those who are affected with the COVID-19 virus? I'll be giving you 5 minutes to do it. Let's start. In Activity B, evaluate the interviewee's response to your questions using the rubrics. Here are some possible answers. Here are the good points. First, the speaker demonstrated fluency in delivering her talk. Second, the ideas were well organized. Third, all the information presented are valid and correct. Fourth, the speaker was confident in presenting. And lastly, fifth, there is a cohesion in the statements. In the third activity, Activity C, refer to this link. I Am a Filipino by Carlos P. Romulo. Evaluate the speaker using the rubric presented. Then, inside the thumbs up icon, list the good points of the talk. I will be giving you 3 minutes to do it. Let's go! In the final activity, Activity D, refer to this link. Chat with new friends. Evaluate the speakers using the rubric presented. May you give your best shot in doing and accomplishing these learning activities or exercises. Now, it is time to reflect on how well you have studied the lesson for today, which is about spoken text, by applying it in your real-life situations. What are the essential points in the lesson that you find interesting and full of learning? Give at least 5 justifications. Do not be afraid of answering the reflective question. Answers here are considered correct and there is no wrong answer. I'll be giving you 3 minutes to reflect. Time starts now. Let me share with you a good Chinese proverb. He who asks question is a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask a question remains a fool forever. Good job! You have successfully accomplished another lesson. You deserve an applause. Yay! In this video lesson, you were able to define what spoken texts are. You have understood some spoken texts you have listened to. Furthermore, you have evaluated these spoken texts you have listened to by using a set of given criteria. Example, fluency, tone, cohesion, and correctness, for you to be able to meet the objective. Lastly, you were able to reflect the lesson to your real-life situations. I hope this has been a very productive lesson to you. Congratulations for accomplishing and finishing this. May you continue to strive in the following topics. Again, this is your cheerful and enthusiastic English teacher, Sir J. Sanchez. Thank you, everyone. God bless. Stay healthy and safe.